Good morning. It is the 20th of December today, and I just did a video. I'm not sure that I posted it yet, but where I have discussed how much it's costing me to heat this greenhouse. And at the time that I did that video, I was thinking I better throw in the towel because this is just too much money. Now I'm heating the greenhouse with propane heat, and but I had second thoughts about that because what I did was I calculated how much heat it is taking to heat this greenhouse, and thereby from the heat that it's required to heat the greenhouse and just keep it at a certain temperature overnight. I guess what you can say is that this greenhouse on a cold night, and it's in the teens Fahrenheit, you want to keep it above 40 degrees in here, it's going to take about 5,000 watts of heat to keep it there. So that says that the greenhouse loses about 5,000 watts of heat in those conditions overnight. Now, overnight, how much heat is that? Now, overnight, that's about 15 hours here. And, that's not clear overnight, but that's about the time that the sun stops shining and so forth. But in 15 hours, what that works out to be, is about 225,000 BTUs. If you want to heat this up overnight, you got to store or use about 225,000 BTUs. Now I'm using BTUs because where we live, most of the furnace ratings are listed as BTUs per hour and that kind of thing. So what I'm getting at is, can I keep this greenhouse warm enough to be productive or not let the plants die, using heat storage at some time? And I figured out that you can. And this greenhouse is about 40 by 20, I believe. I believe I'm just looking at it here. This is 18. Yeah, it's about 20 by 40. I'll put the exact measurements up here in a little bit. But so you can figure out the square footage if you want, and that shows you how much heat loss we get for how big this is. Now, I've double insulated it all, and I don't think I did as good a job as it would be if you had a hoop house with a double layer pressurized air in it. I think that's quite a bit better than this, or at least a little bit better. But this is still double insulated, so it's pretty close. Now, so if you need 225,000 BTUs overnight, I have figured out that you can do that if you store 2,000 gallons of water somewhere, and you're able to take the heat off of that water and allow that water to change in temperature by about 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So what that means is if you heat the water up, to whatever, 120 or something like that, and you cool the water down by pumping the heat in here through a heat exchanger, and you allow that water to cool down overnight by about 20 degrees, you can keep this greenhouse warm. Now, 2,000 gallons of water and some water tanks around here, I don't have the room to put it in there. But I do already have a system where I've already got 1,000 gallons of heat. So what I'm going to do next spring is change that room a little bit where I've got the tanks in there, and I'm going to double the capacity, and then I'm going to add some solar power. Now, solar power, how much do you need? I've already got about 8,000 watts here, and I've installed all that myself. But it's pretty cheap to do it yourself. And that runs the house and things pretty well during the daytime, but I have never tried to store any heat anywhere, because I don't want to mess with batteries and things like that. But pure heat, yeah, you can store that in water pretty easy. And you can heat the water up using electric water heaters if you have free electricity during the day to do it with. So how much electricity am I going to need? Well, I did some calculating on that, and it looks like, just to have a good safety margin, I need, dedicated to the greenhouse, about 15,000 watts of electric power during the day. And I'm basing that on the fact that you can only really count on 5 hours of good sunlight on a nice sunny day in the winter here. So using that as worst case and stuff like that, I got 15,000 watts of power, and then I got 2,000 gallons of water, and I put, like the heaters I've got in here already. I could use those basically for free. Well, I'm not counting the investment in the material, but it would work. It would work. So for those of you wondering what it takes to heat a greenhouse, I guess the bottom line is something like this. In the wintertime, it takes about a heater about the size of about 5,000 watts of heating power all night long to heat something like this. So that basically means that the loss you get out of a greenhouse like this is about 5,000 watts, maybe a little better than that if you have insulated a little better, or maybe you've got a hoop house that's with a pressurized double layer. It might be a little better than that. But it's in that ballpark, 5,000 watts for a greenhouse that's roughly 40 by 20. So, but it's doable. And so I'm not going to quit on this. I just had the propane guy come up and fill up the tank again. And it is expensive. But I think I'm going to just try to go through the rest of the year and keep the plants from dying in there. And then next year, I'm going to try to put in enough heat and enough solar power and enough heat capacity. Maybe I could keep, on very cold nights, this greenhouse up to, say, maybe even 60 degrees, which would do much, much better for the plants. Anyway, that's the update for today. And can't do any of this until the springtime comes. I mean, but I can still just spend the money on the propane and just to keep things from freezing in here. And I think that's worthwhile. But anyway, that's the update, and I'm not going to give up on it. We're going to try something else. See if we can get that to work. So there you are.